Hey, I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never been here, of course, then welcome. I am so glad you've stopped by. Today we are reviewing the brand new Too Faced mini palettes. We have That's My Jam, Let's Play, and Kitty Likes to Scratch. So cute. And we are also going to be reviewing the brand new Too Faced Killer Liners. I got 3 shades today. I believe there were also 3 other shades, maybe even 4. And here we have a dark brown, a light cashmere, and a black. So if you would like to see my review on these palettes and eyeliners, if you'd like to know the wear time of the eyeliner, if they actually are good or not, if they last, and if you'd like to see a little bit more on these 3 palettes, as well as a look I create using some of these palettes, or one of these palettes, or 2 of these palettes, today, not sure yet, then stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. Now these palettes, in my opinion, were a little pricey. They're $27 each, and for 8 shades, that just seems like a little much to me. But I guess if you know you're gonna use the color story and it just speaks to you and it's gonna be your everyday palette, then 27 isn't so bad if you know you're gonna use it. But today we're gonna find out if this is something I would use every day. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit and we're gonna check out the palettes themselves, the packaging, and the unit carton. Then I'll zoom you guys in so that we can get started on swatches. This one is definitely my favorite. This is the That's My Jam palette. It's got all those purple mauve tones. On the top it has the actual shades that are in the palette, and I just love this color story. It's definitely me. It's definitely what I would go for. And it also shows that it is scented like berry jam, and that's really awesome if it is. It seems like Too Faced always has their scents. Then on the back, it has a cute little quote at the top with all of the ingredients at the bottom. And now let's open it and see what's inside. Okay, so the component that the palette actually comes in is one of their tin palettes. Just like the gingerbread palettes, the pumpkin palettes, so is That's My Jam. Then on the back, it shows the shade names and it kind of shows the shape that they have. And now let's open this one. So here's the color story for That's My Jam. It's actually really pretty. Like, I really like it. Okay, now let's move on to Let's Play. Okay, and here is Let's Play Gamer Girl. This one apparently smells like bubble gum. It looks like a little 8-bit Nintendo game. I kind of love it. Then we flip it over. It also has a quote at the top and the ingredients on the bottom, along with the shades listed on top as well. Very pinky rosy. And then the component for this one, also tin, obviously. Same exact as the unit carton for it. Has the Let's Play. And it actually feels like a controller. Holy crap, that is so cool. I feel like I could just start playing Animal Crossing on here. And flip it over. Also has the shades on the back. Has Let's Play on it. And then the shades themselves look like this. Very soft, very rosy, very neutral. Also very beautiful for its own color story. And last, Kitty Likes to Scratch. So here's Kitty Likes to Scratch with all of its leopard print or cheetah print. Apparently it smells like a tequila sunrise based on what it says on the top. Then on the tippy top it shows the shades in here. Ooh, there's a black in here. This is going to be like the glam version. And then on the back it has a quote with the ingredients on the bottom. Now let's check out the inside. So here's the component for Kitty Likes to Scratch upside down. That's really cute. It even has raised scratch marks in it. Then if we flip it over, it also has the shades on the back as well as the shade name. And on the inside, here is Kitty Likes to Scratch. Okay, definitely glam, definitely wearable tones, and then the black to smoke it all out if you want to. So very sexy, if you will. So now I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in for the swatches. Starting with That's My Jam, the first shade is the shade Spread It. Grape Soda. Pickup Lines. Jam Session. We Be Jammin'. Violet Femmes. Toast. jam on it. Now the first shade in the Let's Play palette is Joystick. Multiplayer. One Up. Secret Level. Easter Egg. Don't Play Me. Fangirl. And Cheat Code. And there we have every single swatch from the That's My Jam palette on the left side and the Let's Play palette on the right side. As always, I will insert photos of the swatches, one with flash here and one without flash here. And here's a video close-up of the swatches. Now the first shade in the Kitty Likes to Scratch palette is the shade Pet Me. Heavy Metal. Groupie. Rock of Ages. Me Wow. Backstage Pass. Hairband. And Power Ballad. And now that's every single shade from the Kitty Likes to Scratch palette. I'll also go ahead and insert photos of those swatches as well, one with flash here and one without flash here. And here's our last video close-up of every shade from the Kitty Likes to Scratch palette. I did go ahead and prime my eyes off camera using the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 02. Not quite as light as 01, not quite as dark as 03. And I think I decided that I'm gonna do That's My Jam on my right eye and Let's Play on my left eye. I'm leaving out the Kitty Likes to Scratch palette because I feel like most everyone is gonna have majority of these tones in their collection already. They're already gonna have a palette like this that they can work with. So I'm gonna use the slightly more colorful ones. They're not really that much colorful, but they've got a little bit of pop in color, just a little bit. And you guys know that shade right there, that duochrome pinky purple lavender to icy blue flip is fantastic. And I love it so much. Also, with the scents, the That's My Jam palette definitely smells like jelly. I don't really smell bubblegum in the Let's Play palette. It just smells like good smelling makeup. I don't know. But I don't smell bubblegum. And the Kitty Likes to Scratch palette, I don't even know what that smell is. It just smells like makeup. I don't really know. I don't smell much. I do smell maybe something, but I don't even know what a tequila sunrise smells like. I can't really compare to the real thing. But I do know what grape jelly smells like, and this smells like grape jelly. I also really love the mirrors in here because this is such a perfect size for an eyeshadow mirror. I mean, you can see very clearly both eyes. Not the rest of your face, but you can see both eyes, and that's perfect. One thing I would like to comment on that I don't really understand is why they have the two random elongated shades on the side here, apart from the rest of the shades that are square. I don't get that. What was the point in that? Are those shades that I think I'm gonna use more often, so they seem to make them bigger? Although, they're also shorter, so they're not actually bigger. I'd say they're probably close to the same size. Oh, on the back back it says 6 eyeshadows are 0.02 ounces and then 2 eyeshadows are 0.03 ounces. So it is 0.01 ounces larger, and these do have a 12-month open date, but it still doesn't explain why they're bigger. However, regardless of the reason why, it is now irrelevant for the performance on the eye. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to use the Morphe M504 Giant Fluffy Brush. And I'm going to start by going into the shade Grape Soda right here. I'm going to use the Morphe M504 brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Grape Soda first. And with this shade, I'm just going to start packing it into the crease and blend it out as I pack it on. Kind of give myself a light wash of this purple tone everywhere. I realize this is just a little bit of purple laid down in the crease. It's not that big of a deal, but I gotta say, this is really pretty. It's so soft and velvety looking. I just really like it. It's already performing better than I expected. Not that I expected it to perform badly. See, I just really like those more artistry type palettes and pigments and eyeshadows where whenever you put it on, it packs the most intense punch like you're coloring on paper. And that's just never been Too Faced for me. Granted, they have beautiful shadows for like everyday wear in my opinion, just not for artistry per se. Not saying you can't create something very artistic and beautiful with Too Faced eyeshadows. I just don't see them that way. Next, I'm gonna take this pointed blender brush. I think it's the Morphe M506, if I remember correctly, but this one doesn't have the name on it. And now I'm gonna go into the shade Spread It. And I'm gonna stick Spread It right on my inner corner crease area. I'm just gonna start packing and blending. I really just want to create this super smooth gradient between this soft corally pink kind of color and the purpley lavender. Now the Grape Soda shade, it had virtually no fallout or kickback in the pan. This shade has a little bit of kickback in the pan, but it's really not much. Now with this shade, I'm also gonna pull it. You see how it's kind of following this arc of my crease? I'm gonna actually go up with it and start pulling it partially into my brow, just the tiniest bit. That way, when I start to use my little circular motions and blend out the whole inner corner area, it'll just fill that area really well, and I won't have to worry about staying detailed and keeping my lines crisp. I want this to be soft and fluffy looking. My eyeshadow's fluffy today. Now going back in with just a tiny little bit of Grape Soda, and I'm just gonna use this big fluffy brush to mush these colors right in together. Just get a soft, smooth gradient. That is really pretty. Slap a shimmer on the lid, put on your mascara and your eyeliner, boom, out the door. But you guys know we're not stopping there. Not yet. Now I'm gonna go in with a Morphe M321 pointed blender detail brush or inner corner highlight brush, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna go into the shade Jam On It. Also a little bit of kickback in the pan, but it's not too bad. I just realized though, because I have this Let's Play palette open on the table in front of me just looking at it, the shade Jam On It and the shade Cheat Code look very, very similar. Well, I guess Cheat Code's a little bit lighter of a version, but they are still very similar. Just thought I'd mention. Now with this shade, I'm gonna start putting it right into the crease. If you'll notice, Grape Soda is a little bit cooler of a purple, and this is a very warm maroon purple kind of shade. So it should help tie that inner corner pink with the outer crease area. Should. Now, since this brush has a tiny bit of a point to it, I'm gonna use that point to my advantage and pull this shade right up toward the inner corner, but I'm just barely tickling the skin on the inner area of my crease. My gosh, can you guys hear the rain outside? It is so strong. I can hear it hitting the ground. I would say it's raining cats and dogs, but I don't have the money for another pet deposit. I'm just using my little windshield wiper motions here, just going back and forth, trying to get the color placement right, making sure I am darkening everywhere I want to darken. And now I'm going to start introducing these little tiny circular motions into the mix to start trying to pull that deeper shade up into the purple just a little bit. And now, again, I'm gonna take the same Morphe M504 brush that I used earlier in Grape Soda and just lightly go over this dark purple. I'm not adding any more pigment to the brush. I don't want to emphasize any more pigment. All I want to do is use the soft, fluffy bristles to blend in the deep purple with the light purple. Oh, that's so perfect. I love that. I also really like that this palette contains this like peachy tan shade, I want to say, because it reminds me of peanut butter, and this is a jam palette, so we can have like a peanut butter and jelly eye look. Cute! And now I'm gonna take my ring finger into the shade Violet Femmes, F-E-M-M-E-S, and this is the shade that's gonna go all over my lid. Wow. Okay. Well, I kind of take back what I said about them not being punchy shades. Holy cow! Wow, that is beautiful. I love the blue flip this has. I just want this shade all over my face. It's all I want in life, ever. Now this next part is simply because I have no other lighter color to go in with. This does not fit the color story, in my opinion, for this eye, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna go in with the shade Pickup Limes. So lame, but so cute. And it's kind of like a limey, pinky purple flip. I don't know. It's a weird shade. It's very odd. It definitely has green, but it also has brown and like a maroon purple kind of color. I don't know. It's weird. But that is going to be my inner corner highlight and my brow bone highlight. I can't do the inner corner highlight yet because I don't have my concealer on, so I'm not going to do that. But I am going to use this Morphe flat brush. Go ahead and put that on my brow bone. That way I can kind of see what it looks like already and know, oh, okay, that's much more subtle than I thought it was going to be. I was afraid that it was going to be really powerful and pigmented, like this shade, and that I was going to have a really funny looking brow bone. Wow, that's actually really cool looking. It's like, yes, it's green, but like, no, it's not. You know what I mean? We're gonna go ahead and start on the left eye using the Let's Play palette. It's so cute. I feel like I could be like playing a game and you'd never know. Playing the game called Eyeshadow. Let's go into some pink, shall we? I'm gonna start by using this fluffy Morphe brush, kind of the same thing as the Morphe M504 brush. It just doesn't have a point to it. I wish I had another one of those brushes. I'd rather have the point, but alas, I do not. So I'm gonna start by going into the shade Don't Play With Me. Very, very little kickback in the pan with that too, and a lot of shadow picked up on the brush. I'm gonna kind of do the same thing on this side as I did on the right side and just build up the crease with my first shade, essentially using it as a transition tone. Okay, and here we are again. I have this soft pink layer over everything, and this is at the point where I could just be like, okay, shimmer on the lid, mascara on the lashes, good to go, we're done. Next, I'm gonna take the Morphe M506 brush, just like I kind of used earlier, but without the name on it, and now I'm gonna go into the shade One Up, the little corally orange kind of color here, and that is gonna be my inner corner crease color. I'm trying to stick to sort of the same layout, if you will, for this eye look, because it seems like the palette is very capable of working that way. You know, you have your outer crease color, you have your inner corner crease color, you have your deepening shade for the crease, then you've got your lid shades. And it just feels like with these palettes, they're made to be very quick, easy look type of palettes. So I'm trying to create the most easily duplicatable kind of look so that it's easy to duplicate, but I'm also trying to still test out the palettes and make sure that the quality is there. So now I'm gonna do the exact same thing on this side as I did on the other side. I'm gonna pull up the shade higher than the crease and then start pulling it up into the brow. Wow, on the eye that resembles a pink much more than an orange to me. Or I'm just crazy. Maybe it's because it's beside a pink, I don't know. But I am gonna kind of turn it more into a pink now. I'm gonna take the fluffy brush again, and just like I did on this side, go back in with some more pink, and I'm just gonna pull it over and into the orange tone and start blending those edges out. Now I'm going to take another detailed crease blender. This one is the Morphe M321. Is that what I used a minute ago? 321, yeah, okay. So I'm going to take another Morphe M321. And now I'm going to go into the shade Cheat Code. That darker one that I said looked just like the one in That's My Jam. Let's try this one and see if in fact it does look like it. Watch, I got to the end of the look and they look identical. No, not really. There's no way. Okay, so just starting with the darkness. The outer crease area, and then pulling it to the inner crease, and then tickling the eye very gently, very gently. Okay, got the base color laid down, and now just gonna start blending it up and out. Okay, got that blend looking pretty good, and now using the fluffy brush just to finesse the blend and really smoke it out. There it is, so beautiful. Next, I'm gonna use my ring finger again, my left one this time though, and now I'm gonna go into the shade Multiplayer, that's super shimmery champagne-y maroon, and this shade is gonna go right on my lid. Ooh, that is so gorgeous. There we go. So now I'm a gamer on this eye and a foodie on this eye, I guess. And now gonna use the Lunar Beauty LBE7 brush. And with this one, I'm gonna go into the shade Joystick right up here. It's the super white shimmery shade, but it looks like it has a pink reflect to it a little bit. And that is gonna be my brow bone highlight on this side. Again, just perfect for this look. Now this shimmer shade is not nearly as impactful as the other shimmer shade was for the brow bone, but it still does its job. I mean, you can see that it's adding a highlight to the brow bone. So that's all I'm asking for right now. And with that, that's it for the eyeshadow on the upper crease area, if you will. Now let's try out the liners. Normally, I apply my eyeliner in my waterline right at the very end of my makeup routine before I put on my lower lash line mascara, and then I reapply it right after my mascara because it's always worn off on the outer and inner corners by the time I get to that point. Now, for the sake of this trial and testing these out, I'm gonna go ahead and put on the eyeliner now. Then, whenever I get back after I finish all of my face makeup, we'll be able to see how they've worn at that point and reapply if necessary. So here's the packaging for the Killer liners from Too Faced. And these are $19 each. That is really, really good in my opinion for eyeliners in the prestige range of beauty brands. And now let's open them up and see what the actual liners look like. So here's what the actual pencils look like. Has the name of them on it, then it has the shade name on the backside right there. Killer Espresso for that one, Killer Cashmere for that one, and Killer Black for that one. I guess every name is Killer something. So there's Cashmere, Espresso, and Black. You can't really see Cashmere because it is literally my skin tone, just a little more peachy. Oh, there you go, now you can see it. I thought it was on top. Okay, so that's all three shades. The pencil itself feels really great. It's a sharpenable pencil, feels super soft, super creamy. So now let's try it on the waterline. Okay, moment of truth. I'm gonna use Killer Black on the right side where all of the That's My Jam palette is. Then I'm gonna use Killer Cashmere on the left side. So moment of truth with application. Okay, it feels really nice. Super black, really, really black. I gotta clean up a little bit of the mess I made, but looks really good. Looks like a very solid pigment, which is definitely something I'm looking for because I want it to be bold, solid, opaque. That's the point of wearing an eyeliner. Now let's try out Killer Cashmere. Okay, also very smooth, creamy, and pigmented. I haven't had any eyeliner on my waterline in probably over a week, so my waterline was so sensitive. The moment I touched it, it was like tickle, tickle, tickle. Anyway, that is now the end of the eyeliner. So right now, it's opaque, it's solid, it looks great. I actually quite like the intensity of this black because it's very intense. Actually, so is the Cashmere shade. They're both really intense, they're both really opaque. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera, clean up any of the fallout that's under my eyes. There's a little bit, not a lot, but there is a little bit. Also clean up where I made a mess with this liner right here on the inner corner. Get my concealer done, my mascara on, my lips, get all ready. Then we'll come back and finish off the lower lash lines, and then I'll give my final thoughts on both products. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Since the face makeup is now done, let's play That's My Jam on the lower lash lines. I just made that up, wasn't that cute? Really though, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with That's My Jam on the lower lash line on this, yes, this side. And this time, I'm gonna take the Morphe M431 pointed detail brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Toast right there. And Toast is gonna be applied right on the lower lash line. I'm literally just following right along the lashes. Okay, looks great, nice and toasty. Now let's warm up the toast a little bit. I'm gonna use the Morphe pointed blender brush. I don't know what this is called. Kind of like the JS12 from Morphe. Oh, it is the JS12 from Morphe X Every Star. I think it's close to the M506, just not pointed. And I'm gonna go into Jam On It again. The very dark purple. Or like maroon purple. I don't even know what to call it, really. It's purple, but it's maroon, but it's violet. And I'm just gonna use this shade to blend out toast. Actually, apparently, I'm going to apply this shade and it's gonna take over the shade toast and turn into a warm purple instead. Ha! Love that. Ooh, actually, I do kind of love that. That's very pretty. And once I get to this outer edge here, I'm just gonna wrap right around and go straight up into the crease and then back down. Wrap around. Okay, got that done. And now, just because I covered it all up and lost it all, I'm gonna go right back into toast or toast and just pull a little bit of that right into this inner section of the lower lash line. I just don't want to lose all of it. I want a little bit of it to show. There we go. Now it's a little toasty in the inner corner area and then very purpley, jammy on the outer corner area. And next, let's play. Gonna start with a Moda Studio inner corner highlight, detail blender brush, whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna go into the shade 1-Up, the orangey color that I used in the inner corner portion. And that is gonna be my lower lash line color. There we have our corally warm orange. I should say that 4 different times. Try to say corally orange over and over again. That's hard to do. Corally orange, corally orange. Okay, now it's not, but it was. Now I'm gonna take another fluffy blender brush. This is just like the previous Morphe brush that I used on the right side. And now I'm gonna go into the shade Cheat Code again, just like I did in the crease. And that's gonna be what I use to blend out the lower lash line. Okay, that is the last eyeshadow applied to the eye. Now, let's talk about the liners, because kind of disappointed. My outer corner and my inner corner on both sides is gone. So this lasts, for me anyway, exactly the same way as my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencils do, as long as my Jeffree Star automatic retractable eyeliners do. I guess I've just got really, really watery eyes that obviously no eyeliner can compete with. So I'm just one of those people that are stuck with reapplication of eyeliner all day long. Okay, beautiful. Liner is reapplied. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera, throw on my Anastasia Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara on the lower lashes, and then I'll come right back to give my final thoughts on the Too Faced Killer Liners, as well as the Too Faced Mini 8-Pan Eyeshadow Palettes. If that's what you wanna call them. I'll see you guys in just a second. We are now back with the finished look, and I gotta admit, these looks were kind of fun to create. I don't usually go in with these little bitty baby palettes and try to create looks with them. Usually it's some kind of big giant Morphe palette or custom eyeshadow palettes like this video right here that I did recently using a custom built palette. But it's not very often that I even buy smaller palettes like this. So it was kind of a fun opportunity just to get a feel, a lay of the land, if you will, and just give it a shot and see if I liked it. And I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't think that 8 shades was gonna be enough, like I use any more than that on one eye look anyway. But I like versatility in a palette, and I feel like that's hard to get with 8 shades. So ultimately, would I recommend these Too Faced 8-Pan mini eyeshadow palettes? You know, I think that if you're looking for one of these color stories, if you like the pinks, if you like the mauve purples, or if you like the neutral brown tones, then yeah, it for sure is. I mean, you get a mirror with it, it's quick, it's easy, it's accessible. You can throw it in a bag, purse, a satchel, a knapsack, a loincloth, whatever you decide to throw it into, you can put it in it and carry it around with you. Make it easy to just throw on a look, just like that. Boom, done, out of the way. And they're good quality. They did what they needed to do. The shades blended in with each other well. The shimmers were pigmented and opaque and metallic. And this duochrome is everything I live for. I love that so much. All in all, really good palettes. I actually really like them. And even for the price, I like them. Mainly because there's a mirror. If there wasn't a mirror, I would not have agreed with that price. But with it being a mirror, 8 pans, and with it being as versatile and on the go as it is, yes, definitely recommend. And then for the eyeliners, you know, I would still recommend them at the $19. I would not believe that they say 36-hour waterproof eyeliner because Mine broke down within the time frame of maybe 25 minutes or so, but I can say they are just as good as the other $22 eyeliners that I buy or the other $18 eyeliners that I buy. So, within the same price range, they last about the same. The only thing that I could say that these seem to have a little bit better of a job at doing is building up opaque pigment faster. They tend to go over themselves much more creamy and build up better than what I experience with some other eyeliners, depending on the shade. So the ones that I used today, definitely enjoyed. Even though they don't last as well as they say on the package, they last okay. But most importantly, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think these little tin palettes are cute, or do you think they're just a ripoff and you hate them and you wish they'd go away? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, what do you guys think about these killer liners? I didn't even know that Too Faced didn't have liners. I've never thought about it. So it's cool that they have added some to their lineup, and they actually had some pretty interesting colors for an initial launch of like 5 or 6 or 8. I don't remember how many. Maybe there was 7. Either way, like I said, just let me know in the comments below. Let's have a conversation. You guys know that I'm always hanging out with you in the comments, so let's talk. Hit me up. I really appreciate you guys more than you know, more than you'll ever know. It means the world to me that you watch my content, that you're here with me, and you enjoy what I do just as much as I enjoy what I do, and that makes my heart happy. It makes my feel goods feel, and I appreciate you guys. If you appreciate me just as much, it'd mean the world to me if you wanted to give me a thumbs up and let me know that you did. But most importantly, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the future videos, especially if you hit the little notification bell right beside subscribe and turn it on to all notifications. That way you know whenever I upload and whenever I go live, which does happen every now and then. I love the lives with you guys because it's actually interactive. We can talk. You guys can pick what makeup I wear. It's really fun. So be sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell just so you can stay tuned for future uploads. Also, if you like this look or this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. And if you gain nothing out of this video, if you gain nothing out of any of my videos, please at least gain this. And that is to always remember and to never forget that you are absolutely beautiful. And I love you guys. Bye.